Hey, how's it going? So I have spent the last 15 years building, honestly, a pretty awesome creative career. I worked both as an in-house graphic designer as well as run my own freelance art, illustration, and design business. I even landed a job that didn't exist. And honestly, that job should have been my dream job because I got to do a lot of really cool stuff at that job. I got to help build an online art community. I got to help create art courses and illustration courses. I even got to travel around helping host art retreats. On paper, that job should have been perfect. But after some time, I couldn't help but feel like something was still missing. And I slowly came to the realization that while I had built this amazing career all around creativity, I wasn't actually creating anything anymore. And so I decided to do something about it. I took a major leap into the unknown, said goodbye to security and stability and comfort and all those other lovely things that come with holding a W-2 position, and I set out on this adventure to build my most creative life. But I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Let me rewind a little bit and tell you how I got here. So, as I said before, I spent the last 15 years building and creating a career entirely from my artistic skills and illustration and design abilities. And if you've ever worked in a creative position, you know that the balance between the creating and the magical and the fun stuff kind of always fluctuates between the more blah work, like the admin side of things. And most recently, I had a job that most people would love to have because I got to work alongside a super kind and talented and creative person who I admire and adore. And I got to work on projects that I was actually passionate about, that I truly believed in. And I feel like that's really rare. I was surrounded by creativity every single day, but I wasn't making a living from making art anymore. I told myself that I should be happy to be in this prestigious role and that everything is okay, but my days didn't look like creating things for clients or brands or customers anymore. It looked like a lot of planning, scheduling, managing, writing, and those are all really valuable skills to have, and I'm super grateful for my time spent in that position and all of the knowledge and experience that I gained. But if I'm really being honest with myself, those aren't the things that light me up inside and get me stoked to jump out of bed in the morning. So the job didn't change, but my understanding of what I needed as a creative professional did. So 2024 brought with it some really intense and very real reality checks that hit so close to home and really changed my heart. I kind of just learned or truly realized that time is so precious and so fleeting. And it really doesn't matter how young and healthy you are. You could literally be doing everything right, having the best diet and taking care of your body, exercising. You could be working so hard at your job and being responsible and putting money away in your 401k and planning for retirement. But if the events of this past year taught me anything, it's that you're not guaranteed your health and you're not guaranteed time. And the hard reality of the situation is not everyone will make it to retirement. Sorry. But yeah, that realization kind of led me to start asking some hard questions. I looked at my path that I was on and where I was going and what I was accomplishing and what I was doing. And I asked myself, after everything is said and done, would I be proud of everything that I accomplished on that path? could I have done or been something more? And I think the biggest question that I kept coming back to was, what if I just fully committed to achieving my dreams? Like, balls to the wall, not side hustle, not, oh, back burner, I'll get to it when I do it and I'm kind of going to do that this year. Like, fully just jumped in, went ham, and gave my dreams a shot. I think that's something that like who would say they regretted doing that? Like, no one's gonna say they regretted giving their dreams a shot. I reread Elle Luna's book, The Crossroads of Should and Must. And in it, she talks about the difference between a job, a career, and a calling. A job, she says, is something that is done for pay, typically hourly, usually 9 to 5. A career is a system of advancements with opportunities for growth over time, but a calling is something you feel like compelled to do, like regardless of fortune or fame. And I had a big realization that I had a job, but my calling was like screaming at me. And if you have ever ignored your calling for a long period of time, you know how painful it is. Like, the calling makes it sound sweet, like a mermaid's calling you, like, but no, it's not sweet. It feels like it's banging you over the head, just like shaking you to wake up. And my calling was just getting so loud that I couldn't ignore it. I knew something had to change. I started thinking about the way I want to show up as a person and as an artist. Like, what do I want to say? What do I want my life's work like to embody, and what kind of impact do I want that to have? I kept coming back to this idea of sharing my skills, my knowledge, my experience, and all of that kind of led me back to YouTube. So I made my first video, and if like truly that experience, as painful as it was, because it'd been a really long time since I picked up a camera and I haven't edited in like 6 years. So it was very like a jerky experience, but as painful and trial and error as it was, like the entire thing just felt so cathartic and freeing. And like that felt like enough. And then I posted it. And then I started getting comments, and the comments were just like, this is the art therapy I never knew that I needed, or thank you so much for making this video, please make more. And one person was like, I'm 79 and I'm rediscovering art, and I just love your video and how accessible you make art feel. I had this like newfound sense of purpose. And honestly, it actually reminds me of this note that my friend Tala wrote me, which I feel like I have in one of my sketchbooks somewhere. I lost it. Oh, here it is. And the note says, Dear Sam, from the moment I met you at the airport, I felt so instantly comfortable with you and energized by your humor and excitement towards life. You're such a joy to be around and create with. Your openness, curiosity, and sense of adventure really give the people around you permission to do the same. I'm so excited to see what comes next on your art journey. And this note, I like hung it up in my room, and it kind of made me like, it made me think that maybe I could do something impactful with my life. Maybe I could help other people. Like, even if it was just sharing the joy and love that comes from creating art, or my experience that I've had in the art industry and how I've landed jobs that didn't even exist before, or created my own dream job. Maybe that could be a thing. So I made a choice. I took a look at my finances and I saw that I could buy myself some time. And I just leapt. I took a huge leap into the unknown, into the darkness, and Obviously, it's terrifying, and I don't want to say like, woo, I'm just out here taking leaps. Because leading up to that, I would say like the past 6 months have been just full of anxiety and going back and forth. Should I do this? Should I not do this? And I think anytime you make a big decision in your life, whether it's leaving a job that you like, it's easy to leave a job you hate, but it's hard to leave a job that you like. And or like leaving a relationship. It comes with a lot of uncertainty. And I keep coming back to that quote that's like, if you can see the path laid out in front of you, it's not your path. Because your path is your own. You make it with every step that you take. So I feel like that was really comforting because I couldn't see where I was going next. And I was kind of freaking out, honestly. But I did it anyways. I stepped down from my position and I began this journey to build my most creative life. So for the next 365 days, technically I started this a month ago. So as of the day of posting this, there is technically 333 days left in my year-long experiment, because the first month I kind of spent being like, what does building your most creative life even look like? Like, what does that even mean? And I spent a lot of time journaling, and I kind of asked myself, like, what's your ideal day? Like, how do you want to spend your time? What do you want to do with your time that you have left here? And I did some other interesting writing exercises that are kind of morbid, but really work. I wrote my own obituary from two perspectives, one on the path that I was currently on, and another if I had just fully committed to achieving my dreams and I died achieving everything that I set out to do. And that was really eye-opening, and it really gave me a better sense and understanding of what I want this next year to look like. So I wrote down all of my goals, desires, wishes, dreams, things I wanted to do, things I wanted to learn on flashcards. And I laid them all out on my desk. And some of the goals were like big overarching goals. Like, I want to create daily art and prioritize creativity in my life. I want to use my voice to help others. I want to spend more time with my family, because last year I did a ton of travel, and honestly, travel kind of exhausts me. So when it came time to travel for myself and to go see my family, I was kind of pooped out and tired. So this year, I really want to prioritize spending quality time with my family. I also want to explore new and other skill sets that I'm kind of interested in, like making videos and editing and learning how to use my cameras. But some of the goals were like really specific. Like, I want to learn animation in Procreate Dreams. I need to build a portfolio because I just don't have one, and I don't have a website, so that needs to happen. I'm really excited to pitch my services to dream brands and clients that I want to work with. And I laid all of these goals out on my desk, and I started like seeing patterns in them. And I started to realize like all these wants and desires, like they aren't random. They're all kind of like grouped. And I grouped them into these like buckets, or I don't know, like intentions, I'm going to call them. And those are the intentions that I'm going to use to guide this entire year of creativity. So while I have no idea where this year will lead me, and I don't know if I'm being incredibly irresponsible and stupid and taking a huge risk and blowing my savings on this idea that I have. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows where it's gonna go? I don't know. It could be great. I could get everything I ever set out to achieve, but at the end of the day, I feel okay with it, because in my heart, I feel like I'm truly honoring myself. And I think that's a really good feeling. I don't think I'll ever be like old and on my deathbed saying, man, I wish I didn't honor myself and give my dreams a try. So, as I said, I now have 333 days left in this experiment. And I kind of thought to myself, like, why are you doing this alone? Like, I spent literally the first month freaking out and panicking and kind of trying to come up with a game plan and like, what am I doing? And I just kind of thought to myself, like, you don't have to do this alone. Like, maybe you can share your experience and maybe that can like mean, I don't know, mean something or help someone, or maybe it could give purpose to what's happening. Even if you fail, you know, even if you don't achieve your goals, at least you'll land somewhere. At least you're trying. And I thought that I should share this experiment, this year-long experiment. So this is my first video about it. I would love to have you come along for the ride, the ups and the downs. I honestly don't know what's ahead. I can't promise you anything, but I can promise that I will give you updates because I have a feeling I'm going to learn something. And if I learn any insights or lessons or gain any experience, I would really love to share it with you. So yeah, if you want to join the journey, come along with me, or if you just want to make fun art, because that's seems to be what my channel is all about. Like, all the videos that I've made have been about making fun art that's everyone can make and sharing my knowledge and skills. So if that's something you're into, make sure to subscribe and maybe check out some of my other videos. All right, thanks so much. See you in the next video. Look forward to updating you. Bye, you guys.
For me, break, for me, break that body for me, what, work it, get down, 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 work it.
When you're editing and the copy-free music just goes hard and takes you by surprise.